So here's my story, okay? One of the reasons why I host rotations, energy rotations, coupled with the earth energy is because of my hero story. My son, he is very intuitive and he sees things and he hears things, and he's always been like that. Even when he was in my belly, I knew he was gifted or psychic, so to speak, or had a sixth sense. I remember one day driving when I was in Savannah, driving on, I think it was like 37th Street. And I look to the left and I see this man. I mean, he is running full blast. Like, he is not stopping. And I'm about to hit him. I'm about to intersect with him. So I slow down so I don't hit him. And the minute he gets halfway in the street, he disappears. And I was like, whoa, what is that? I immediately called my godmother and told her what had happened. But that's just one incident of, how I knew this baby had extra gifts. And so when he was little, growing up, he would say, "You see people in the corner, and we have to clear stuff out, rearrange pictures and stuff like that," because he just couldn't tolerate it. So when I bought my house in 2014, he kept complaining, saying that he hears people crying, he hears people asking for help. He sees like a little child, a little boy at the time. So I was always doing cleanings, like always saging, always smudging, doing celiomes, putting organite down, doing whatever I can, getting him head cleanings, putting chalk on him. And it would last for a little while, but then it just goes back, and then he would come back to complaining, and then he just finally, he started to go inside himself. I said, I need to do something. So when I had a table session and I got in touch with my spirit guides, it led me on a path to dowsing. And I joined the National Association of Dowsers here in America, and I began to look for a dowser here in Georgia to kind of help me out with the energies of my home. And I did find this old Caucasian couple, and that's all they do. They go around and just dowsing things and discovering things. So I'm telling him and say, "Hey, I'm just recently started dowsing. This is the energies I picked up in my house. I think I got an extreme running through it. I think if I clear it or neutralize it, it kind of can lower whatever he's hearing or what's interfering with him, down." And so he said, "Send me an aerial screenshot of your house." And I did that. And he said, "I hate to tell you, but you got about 29 Native American warrior males and boys who died on that property, and they're still there and they need to be moved on. And we can come down there and help you clear that out. Let us know which time is good." And I was just blown away. I was like, this is fantastic. I get a chance to learn and explore. I was like, yes, do this. I have no problem doing this. Please come. So they come, and him and her, it was a couple, a husband and wife team, and they were so phenomenal. They were moving so fast. They were going into my house, and they said, yeah, they picked up the Native Americans. They did the little ceremony, right? And moved all the rest on to wherever they needed to go, onto the next life, next journey, onto glory. One of them stayed behind and became a site guardian. I named him Dway. And then they began to douse the energies of my house. I realized I had a water stream going right through the middle of my house, and how the house was laid, I had zero negative detrimental energies. So I didn't have anything like EMF waves or curry lines or anything like that you would normally find in a house because of how it was laid. And he's like, this is incredible. I don't know if they knew what they were doing, but they laid it correctly. It's just you have a stream going through your house. And then they detected 5 geospirals or branch spirals in my house, and 2 outside of my house, one being a 49 coil spiral. So they did the work. They cleared out the Native Americans. They found that it was a Creek nation of boys and men warriors defending their land against colonialism, and they died there. It was not only just my property, but my neighbor's property. And I was like, well, other than just hearing stuff, we didn't really have any detrimental energy as opposed to my neighbors, but I'm not going to make it about them. I'm going to make it about this story. So they cleared the house out and they sent them on. I was there the whole entire time. I saw how they did it. And I didn't tell my son right away. And then he came to me and said, Mom, I don't hear anything here in the house. Like the house is calm. The house has no voice. It's peaceful. What happened? And then I told him what happened. And he was like, yeah, I don't hear anything. And from that point on, I knew I was on to something with these earth energies and how the earth energies move with only us, the living, but also those who have passed on, and how they can not only benefit because they chose my property as a burial ground, because the way the water moved, it created branch spirals, which are very yin, very healing, very Schumann resonance, perfect for burial grounds. And then I had a quartz vein which amplified the water and created even more branch spirals. So that was the reason why they picked that ground to bury their dead, because they considered that sacred. And anyone who comes to my house will tell you it feels peaceful. I've had Airbnbs in my house, and that's like one of the top things that they say. I feel relaxed here. I feel calm. I feel peaceful. And I don't think it is because of the Organites. I don't think it is because of the Celiomes. I don't think it's because of the sage, because when I had my last rotation at that house, I removed everything. I said, I want to see if it still feels like that. And I asked people, and they told me the same thing. I said, so it's not all of these trinkets that we do. It's actual Mother Earth's energy, which trumps all. 24,900 and 1,000 miles of planetary energy to be used in a sacred way to promote healing and relaxation and bliss, at least for that house. So needless to say, I did that, and I also did this for where I'm currently living at. And I'm pretty much sold. So that was my hero journey of how I was able to calm those things that my son was seeing down in a positive, energetic way that works with the earth. All right. I include that in my Tantra work. I just do, because it makes what I do better and more powerful. It's like, instead of, when you have Super Mario or Mario Brothers, Mario's little, and then he eats this mushroom, becomes big or superpower big. It's kind of like that. So I was able to do that for my son. So that's my story. And that's the reason why I hold those